My name's Gowe. I'm a hip-hop artist from Seattle, Washington.
You still have my back through the rain, it's crazy. When I think about the change, insane, and lately they show me love, so when I spit I represent you. The 2-0, through Gowe, 6 in instrumentals, killing any beat in itself. I'm speaking myself, so when the heat peaks, I'm keeping it, seeking for help.
Why I even pursue this full-time is really feel like this is a blessing that God has entrusted to me. And so I know none of this belongs to me. I just want to be able to use it to its maximum potential while I'm here. I believe everyone has a purpose. I believe God is a very awesome God, a very powerful God, a very strategic God. He gives us giftings and abilities unique to ourselves and personalities. And I feel like I spent the majority of my life trying to figure out what that was. And now that I know this is what it is, something that I really want to foster and nourish, and to be able to create something beautiful for the world. On a secondary level, I really believe in human connection, and I believe that music is a very powerful medium to instill positivity, and that's another reason why, you know, I'm really passionate about music. I feel like music is something that can cross cultures, that can cross ethnicities, is something very, very, very powerful, and I just love poetry, so that's why I do what I do. You know, I didn't grow up in a Christian household, so I didn't have the luxury of being able to be taught what Christianity was all about. I wasn't able to be taught what Jesus was about, but I always had this this desire to learn about a higher being. And so for me, when I was in high school, that's when I first met a pastor that was young. And prior to that, I just thought all pastors were suit and tie, 70 plus, old English. I had no idea what they were talking about. But this was someone that was young, that was able to relate to me. I'm a big pro wrestling fan, so we just talked pro wrestling, talked about video games, whatever it was. And we had that connection. And for me, I think the biggest difference from all the other, you know, religions, quote unquote, is I feel like every single thing was about how great God is and how broken we are. And it's just this model where we're trying to do everything we can to climb up to God. And when we mess up, we just go down a couple notches. And then we try again. And then we go down a couple notches. And at the end of the day, if your good outweighs your bad, then that means you can have a relationship with Jesus. That was everything. Or a relationship with God. That was everything. And then I heard about Jesus, and it's the same model, so it's completely flipped upside down, where, you know, God knows that we're broken, God knows that we're sinful, but yet He sent Jesus to die for us so that we can have a relationship. So the focus now isn't on performance as much as it's on a relationship, and that was something that's very radical. It changed things in my mind, and it was probably one of the only things that really made sense. I was just like, wow, like how, like that concept in and of itself, I already feel so much love, you know. So some people remember the exact day when they accepted the Lord. For me, it was a gradual process. It took a lot of time to internalize and process, and that's why I chose Jesus.
Maybe it's time to go. Maybe I'll see you again. If I ever lose control, don't let me stay.
The jet planes fly and they circle all around me, telling me I'm lost with intentions that are around me. Before I take a bow, wave my fingers to the crowd. A couple see you laters and I catch you in a while. I feel the demons and they feeding to the seed, feeding me elixirs that are damage on my teeth. So when I try to eat, there is nothing I can chew, and when I try to breathe, there is nothing I can do other than anticipate the worst of my abilities. Sprinkle insecurities, eliminate the bad of me until there's nothing left. Now I'm feeling less. Open up my chest to reveal another S, and I say another prayer to my Abba through the storm. Help me to be strong and never ever to conform. Though I'm writing through the bars, I'm living in the war. The danger to surrender is getting harder to ignore.
Twitter at Gowe Hip Hop, Facebook /Team Gowe, and Instagram at Gowe Hip Hop, and lastly YouTube.com/Gifted on West East. All that stuff is available on my Facebook. I'm on tour right now with MC Jin, Amp, Mickey Cho, NAK. I'm part of the Fearless tour right now. We got 2 more stops left on the East Coast, and I'm also working on my sophomore project, sophomore album, that's coming out in early 2015. So.
I was told that your songs gotta slow down. A little too deep and a bit profound. If you want the gold crown and live a couple more rounds, then you gotta say this, that, and change the gold sound. What they say doesn't faze me though. To be a slave every day to the radio. I'd rather be myself, speak my mind, help build a generation. Hope they press rewind and push hate away and follow all their dreams down. Hands up, feel like soaring through a dream crowd. Lights all around, flashing my direction. Question, wait, can I have another second? Lesson that I learned, gotta take it to the top. In a second it could leave, in a moment it could drop. Stop, wait, pause, go. I'm ready for the lights and I'm ready for the show.
Lights outside like stars in my eyes. It's always for the fame, it always ends the same.
You know, I feel like everyone on this earth is looking for some kind of acceptance or some kind of love or some kind of identity. And a lot of the times we try to find that in things that are very temporary, whether it's going to a party, whether it's hooking up with a girl, whether it's doing some kind of a drug or whatever it might be. We're just looking for satisfaction and happiness. And we, a lot of the times, try to find it in the wrong places unknowingly. And I would say, if you're in a position right now where you're really feeling like you're missing something, there's something that you just are lacking, or your identity is based on things that are very temporary, I would ask you to do your own research and to talk to other believers of Jesus on why they decided to follow Jesus. Because if our perspective on Christianity is a bunch of do's and don'ts, if it's a rule book, it's never going to mean anything. You can know the Bible inside and out from Genesis to Revelation, but it doesn't mean you have a relationship with the Lord. Once you have that relationship, your life changes, and it's the greatest adventure ever, you know. So if that's where you're at right now, if you're in a position, I just challenge you to do some research, talk to people, interview people. You don't have to make a decision right away, but you owe yourself that at the very least.